Hi everyone, and welcome to Book Me a Match. So today I wanted to do a fun video, and basically what I did is sort of try to figure out a way that I could help others find good books. So what I did is on my Bookstagram, I asked those who were interested to let me know if they would like me to try and get them a personal book recommendation. A lot of you responded. So I have taken a select few, 6 to be exact, and we are going to try out this little game. So how it's going to work is first, based off of the last 2 books that you have sent me that you have enjoyed, I'm going to try and pick a book that sounds like you may enjoy it. Now, the book that I pick might not be a book that you want to read. Fair enough. Or it may be a book that, for whatever reason, the content warnings, the plot, something just isn't matching. So that's where my little globe comes in. This globe is going to point in the direction of the random, super random book recommendation that I'm going to give you. We'll call this component of it Spin the Globe. I have a little bit of washi tape, and this is going to point in the direction of the book that is destined for you. No pressure. And we're just going to pick you a random book. So we're going to have at least one book that I try to personally recommend for you. If that bombs, I have a random book. So if you are still in, we are going to go for it. Starting with the first set of recommendations. I'm excited. So now the first person that I am going to recommend books for is Emily from Emily and Her Books. Now Emily has a wonderful Bookstagram. The aesthetic is wonderful, and she does read quite a lot of good books. Now, I was curious to see what Emily was going to send me as her 2 last, most recently read favorite books. And those books are pretty well-known books, I would say, The Hobbit and The Secret Garden, both of which are classics. They have some adventure within them. They are coming-of-age sort of stories, I think. You know, so I was thinking, how cool would it be if I prescribed Emily a coming-of-age book? And now both of these books are kind of big. So the first book that I recommend is Little Women. Probably a book that you have read before. Like The Hobbit and The Secret Garden, there is friendship that is a very big cornerstone of this book, which is a sisterly friendship, and it explores the life of these little women over time. It's beautiful. I like to read it around Christmas time, and I think that you would really enjoy it. And now another book that I have in mind for you is Great Expectations, and that's by Charles Dickens. I don't just go around recommending this book to everyone. The writing style is just so beautiful. In terms of content warnings, you're totally free to go ahead and look at the story graph if there are any that you find, and I will list them below, but I think you will enjoy those books. Now we're going to spin, and this is going to be spinning for your random book. Okay, so here is my setup. I have the globe in the center, and then I have 6 books that are potential candidates. The 6 books are Circe, Happily Ever Afters, Full Love Story, Starless Sea, The Last Confession of Autumn Casterly, and The Switch. And we are spinning. Ta-da! Okay, so the globe has spoken, and we have selected for you a Full Love Story by Lone Lee. So if you choose to read this one, this is sort of like a Romeo and Juliet type book, and it is about Lin and Bao and their forming relationship together. Both of their parents own competing restaurants, and I'm actually reading this month. So your 3 potential selections are A Full Love Story, Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and Little Women. Okay, who is next? Okay, so the next individual I am selecting for is Sam from Charming Pages. So Sam has a very lovely Instagram account. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and she loves reading, journaling, and drawing. So when asked about her last favorite 2 books, the books that I have are Truly Devious and Love and Gelato. Now, I have not read Truly Devious yet. However, Love and Gelato was such a cute book and I really loved it. I read it in 2020. And that one, I suppose, is a contemporary romance, and it's set in Italy, which, oh my gosh, reading that was just wonderful. It did such a good job of sort of bringing you to Italy without actually bringing you to Italy. So now I have 2 books in mind. The first book is A Study in Charlotte. That is sort of a fictional mystery, just a really cute book. And I thought that that would be something very interesting for you since you have liked the Truly Devious series, and I feel like they are on par. I have not read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but that may be also a very good one to read. And finally, the last is an oldie, but a good one. It's The Traveling Pants. I want to say Traveling Cat. It's the Traveling Pants books. And those just kind of go over the friendship of 4 teenagers and how they travel, and they each go on their individual ways, and it's just like such a cute series. And there's also a movie as well to go with it. So I think that those would be really good choices for you. And let me know if you have read any of these. I haven't had time to go into Goodreads to see which books you have all read, but I'm hoping that from those 3 that there may be something for you. Okay, now let's see what the globe has to say and where it will point for you. And again, this is totally random. You may like it, you may not like it, but we'll see what it picks. So it looks like we have 5 remaining books. Let's see where this one is going to land. Ooh. So the book is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Now, this is a beautifully written book. It's like a fantasy type book, beautiful prose. I have not gotten very far in it, but you may connect with it quite strongly. Many people have, and many people say it's one of the most beautiful books that they've ever read, so definitely look into it. It's like a book of stories, and I can't really give a very good synopsis of it. But it is a beautiful book. I am currently progressing through it very, very slowly, but hey, it's just one of the choices. So the potential recommendations for Sam are The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, the Traveling Pants series, and A Study in Charlotte. Okay, who's next? Okay, so next we have Angela from Angela Rose Reads, who is one of my good friends. We're both co-hosts of the Top Shelf Society, which you should totally join. And that's a book club where we always are trying to find a 5-star top shelf book. Okay, so for Angela, now when I asked Angela what her last 2 books were that she really, really enjoyed, so she provided me with The House in the Cerulean Sea and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I'm pretty sure I know she told me that she picked those because those were books that I had read, and so I kind of have an idea of, what she would like. And a book that kept popping into mind was Legendborn, and it's a book that I want to read as well. So this is by Tracy Deonn, and it is a fantasy young adult sort of book. And there's like a secret society, there's King Arthur, there's magic. It just sounds so cool. And also the cover is really cool. So I think you're gonna like it. I think I'm gonna like it. It looks really good. The other book that I would like to recommend is The Midnight Bargain by C.L. Polk. I recommend listening to the audiobook. It's a very good book. It sort of reminds me of The Handmaid's Tale meets Hunger Games. It's so cool, and I think that you'll absolutely love it. And if you don't, well. So, those are my 2 books that I have in mind. Now I want to see what the Globe has to pick for you. One of these books you've already read, so if it goes to that one, actually, I'm not sure if you've read it. Have you read Circe? I think we're safe. So let's try and see what it picks. Okay, so let's spin. Okay, that doesn't count. Okay, so this book is The Last Confession of Autumn Casterly by Meredith Tate. I think you will like it. It is a thriller. I'm not sure if you read very many thrillers, but if you don't want to read that one, there are those 2 other books. Okay, so in this one, Autumn needs Ivy to find her before time runs out, but finding her also means untangling the secrets that lead to the truth about where they are hiding Autumn and what Autumn has been hiding. So like a mystery. I think that this sounds really intriguing. It sounds really interesting, but of course look at the content warnings, see if this is a book that you would like. So again, we have Legendborn, The Last Confession of Autumn Casterly. I kind of think I would add Circe to the list as well, to be honest. And you know, I think within those recommendations, there is probably a book that you would like. Okay, so next we have 3 more. So next we have Sarah. And Sarah herself is an author. She has some really interesting finds on her Instagram. For instance, she has Late Email, so Milk and Honey, Amore Gelato, so Love and Gelato, If We Were Villains. So I asked Sarah what her choices were for her 2 last faves, and she said Clap When You Land, of course by Elizabeth Acevedo, and Cinder. And now, I think that you would enjoy this book. And so Lost Boy is a very dark retelling of Peter Pan. And I think that you would like it. It is told from the villain's perspective, so from Captain Hook's. So if you enjoy sort of those horror, dark retellings, then I also recommend a book by Christina Henry, which is The Alice Chronicles. Again, very dark. Look at the trigger warnings, and I'll have them below as well. You can also find them on the story graph, but that is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and I think you would enjoy it. Okay, so now what I'm really excited to see is what the Globe will choose. So we only have 3 books left. Okay, so let's spin the globe. Okay, we have to spin again. All right, so the potential candidate is Circe by Madeline Miller. Now this is an excellent book, and this book, it is about the witch Circe in Greek mythology, and now is this one ever amazing? Looks like my cat has just sat on one of the books. That's okay. So Circe is a very beautiful book. It is written by Madeline Miller. She is so phenomenal. She knows so much about Greek mythology. I think you would really enjoy this. I don't want to give too much away, but by the end of this book, I thought it was so beautiful. I was like crying. Not to be dramatic, I think that this is a great choice. So either Circe by Madeline Miller or Christina Henry's retellings. And I hope that you will find a book that you enjoy. All right, so you can't see this, but Olivia, she is right on top of one of the books. We just have 2 more books left. So next we have Ruby from Ruby's Reading Corner, and Ruby is just so sweet and so nice and so kind, and you should really check out her YouTube as well as her Instagram account. So now she has given me 4 options, which is just awesome. So the options she's given are Lovely War, Bromance Book Club, The Song of Achilles, and Racing in the Rain. So that is just quite a wide variety of books. Now, the book that I had in mind, of course, was Circe. I'm saying Circe for so many people, but Circe is really just a book that I think that you would really love, especially if you enjoyed The Song of Achilles. It's just way too beautiful to pass up on. And another recommendation that I have is a Top Shelf Society book club pick, and so that was The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. If you haven't read it, I think that you will enjoy it like quite a lot. It is funny, it is cute, it is romantic, it is about a fake wedding, well, a fake honeymoon to Hawaii. and it is an enemies to lover type book. It's hilarious. I think you would very much enjoy it. So I think Circe or The Unhoneymooners are both books that you would love. All right, so now we're going to see what the globe does. Okay, what's this one? Okay, you want to go over there? Okay, so we have an audience. So we're going to spin and see what happens. Okay, Ruby, so we have for you The Switch by Beth O'Leary, and I think that this is a really cute sounding book. Sort of like Freaky Friday, there is a young woman and her grandmother, and they switch places. I think that is a really cute concept. So Elaine wants a second choice at love, and Lena, who's on sabbatical for her job, has just taken some time off. And so they both want to switch places. It sounds so incredibly adorable, and I think you will love it. Okay, so the last person that we have is Lila from Lila Reads. Lila has such a cute bookstagram. She has so many good books on it. So the last two books that Lila had mentioned that she enjoyed were The Boy Who Steals Houses and ACOTAR. Now, I have not read either of those books. However, I have been wanting to recommend a few books to Lila just from different genres. So I really think that Lila would like the graphic novel The Prince and the Dressmaker. I think it is so cute. It is about Sebastian, and he meets Frances, who just so happens to be a brilliant dressmaker. I just love that graphic novel so much, and I think that you would enjoy it as well. It is so incredibly adorable. And I think that you would also like this as well. It's called Great Goddesses, Life Lessons from Myths and Monsters. This is by Nikita Gill, and it is just such a beautiful poetry collection. There's like female empowerment, there's mythology, and now our very last book, which I do not have to spin for. So that book is called Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. And so Tessa is a young writer, and she goes away to a prestigious school for writing. And so she creates a list of certain steps for her to find the perfect romantic partner. However, the further along she goes on the list, the further away she gets from who she actually is as a person. And so it says she's on her way to have her own real-life love story, but is it one she wants after all? So again, we have three potential choices. Happily Ever Afters, and this is by Elise Bryant. Great Goddesses, Life Lessons from Myths and Monsters, and The Prince and the Dressmaker. Okay, so that is everything for today. Hopefully I have found some books that you're interested in. I will list the books below, and I will also put down some content warnings as well. Don't feel like you have to read any of these books, but this is just for fun and to see if perhaps I can book you a match. Like I said already, I received so many potential requests, and I have some ideas just brewing. And if you're interested, we will keep doing this game. And if you would like me to do some personal recommendations for yourself as well as a random choice, let me know below. Please comment. And so the question of the day is, if you were to recommend someone a book, but you had no idea what book they would be interested in reading, what book would you recommend? We are going to do a Portuguese word of the day today, and hopefully going forward we will do more. The Portuguese word of the day is polvo. Polvo. I was having a conversation with my mother and told her to watch The Octopus Teacher, or My Octopus Teacher. And so she said, "Hey, when was the last time that you did a Portuguese word of the day?" And I said, "I can't really remember." And so she said, "We need to change that." So I have a Portuguese word of the day for you, and it's polvo. That is everything for today. Bye.